What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another SLA video. Folks, I hope you've been enjoying the update. It's been a fun little change of pace doing the commish raid and everything else along with the update, including using Christopher Reed now as a brand new infuser, or whatever they call it, elemental stacker. I got to figure out the name here. But for those who have been summoning, good luck. I hope you guys get him. He is actually really good. Been enjoying his gameplay. Been using him on my free-to-play a lot. And speaking of which, there have been some major changes to a couple different modes. Now, going back to commish, I'm going to be doing a live stream with viewers to be doing some co-op mode with you guys. This will actually allow me to complete a mission to get you guys more codes. So something to look forward to next coming week or this week sometime. So we'll be doing that for sure. And with commish being a actually difficult boss on the nightmare stage, there is a lot of people who are going to be lacking power, including myself on my free-to-play account. And what I'm referring to right now, guys, if you go to Enter Eternity, the Nightmare version here actually requires quite a bit of power. Now, a lot of us are lacking it, and there's actually a great way to gain some power. Now, before we go into that, I do want to talk about the Content Creator Program, guys. It is still going on. Season 14 is going strong, and we're almost at 3,000 members. Remember to click that support button, guys. It is in every single description, every single comment section. Hit that button, and make sure you get in for some free codes. I'm already giving out codes every single day. We got 5 additional codes on the way and free resources, guys. It's absolutely free to support. And I want to say a big shout out to my top 10: BW Panda, Makuja, Jace O'Connor, 3175. Thank you so much for 542 days. 3906 for 496. Turkatron, Darks, Atlas, and Shinky, and everyone else supporting all the way down to the last 2,919th member. Thank you so much again, guys, for choosing me as your content creator of choice. And let's talk a little bit about the new ways to gain power. Now, if you go to game modes and you go to the library, you guys may have seen this, may have not seen this, I'm not sure, but there is a new Forbidden Library rule reward that has been given out. So they've removed the tickets and added these Hunter Training Handbooks. Very important, guys. Very important. Keep this in mind. Now, on my free-to-play, I did not do the full story here. There is now an extra mode all the way up to this here. The reason why I didn't do this is because it requires a lot of other units to hit a specific power scale, right? And that's 341k. Now, I could do this. I'm lazy. I need to go back and rejig all my gear, redo all this. It definitely is doable. But for now, I went ahead and did the secondary one, the Ancient Shelf, not the Forbidden Shelf, just to show you guys how all of this works. Now, if you already know how power works, you obviously know various ways of getting power, right? One of the biggest ways right now is, of course, getting your Army of Shadows, getting your dupes, getting your weapons to A10, getting your characters to A10, whatever the case may be, artifacts, of course, getting your cores up to 20, etc., right? There's a lot of various ways to do it, your armory, but there's a new way now to do this, and this is going to be a new one that some of you guys may or may not have seen already joining the game, and this is going to be a pretty big one. So let's go over together and cover what this does. So first off, you guys can see over here, there's something called a Hunter Co-op Training Mode, and these books that we just got from the Forbidden Library are used here. Okay, so again, if you go back to the main menu, you scroll down, it is a brand new feature added right here to help you gain power. So how did this work? So we're going to talk about this. Okay, so first off, the way this works is pretty straightforward. You guys can see all of your hunter training information, including all the elements, all the classes, and everything that you're sharing with those hunters through this little tab right here. There is also a reset option right here if you do want to reset. So let's test this, see what gives us the most amount of power. So a couple things to note, okay? It is elemental, so only the units that you're going to be using within the elemental section are going to be buffed. Okay, so this doesn't mean everyone gets buffed. This literally means only the elements. So what you're going to need to do is 2 different things. Number 1, what's your strongest element and where are you using it? And number 2, what's your second strongest element and where do you want to use it? Ideally, what you want to essentially do here is you want to buff this based on the content that you're stuck on. So let's say we want to do commish. Commish right now is weak against everything except for wind, so everything is technically viable. And currently my strongest team, believe it or not, is going to be light and fire because of Christopher Reed, obviously, right? So we're going to go ahead and share this right now and try to set it up. So here's how it works. We all know that additional stats always work best, right? You guys can see additional, right? And let's go over some of these things. So shared, you get additional attack, additional defense, additional HP, and additional precision. Okay, so this is all basic stats that you're going to get on the shared section. Now, when you start moving over to the actual classes, it gets a little bit more granular, right? So it gets over to Striker, for example, you increase critical hit damage, elemental weakness damage, MP recovery rate, and using a basic skill increases damage. All right, now the Breakers increases break damage, increases the damage of break skills, increases ultimate damage, and then increases team members' elemental damage when enemy is in break state. Very good one, by the way. Okay, and then Supporter, if we go to here, increases healing given, increases max MP, increases damage, And then using ultimate skill increases the team's members' elemental weakness damage. So that's a big one. That's a very, very big one. Okay, that's a supporter. And then lastly, elemental stacker. It increases team members' critical hit damage when the enemy is in overload. That's a huge one because overload happens very often and you're going to want to use that a lot. It increases elemental accumulation, another really big one. Increases weakness damage and then increases the team members' overload damage. All very, very big things. So let's go over this and see what gives you the most amount of power. Now, I'm not sure personally what here is going to affect the most amount of power yet. So we're just going to go shared because shared gives you all across the board. So ideally this would give you the most amount of power, right? So if I went to attack, for example, it's going to help Kanae, Yusuyun, Fern, right, and Essel, Gina. So it's a lot of people, right? So I'm going to go ahead and train this. Let's see what happens. So everybody went up quite a bit, right? You guys can see that quite a bit went up there. 920 attack. So let's go over to defense. So actually, let me go here and record this. Okay, what's the reset actually? So it does work. Wow, 2,000 essence stones. So don't make this mistake, guys. Let me make the mistakes on your behalf. 2,000 essence stones, and it's per element. Oh my goodness! Wow, wow, that is expensive. So do not mess this up. Okay, so let's go and do a little bit of a research here. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at our total battle tier. So right now with that increase, I'm at 3301739. Okay, so let's do a little recording here. Let's go here, battle power, BP. Okay, I'm gonna go back and do one more of those just to see what we actually get. So right now with the one extra one, it's 3301739. Okay, now I don't know if this affects total power. So what we're gonna do also is we're gonna go back in here and we're gonna look at, just use Kanae for example. Okay, we're gonna see what her BP is now. So Kanae, we're just going to call her Kanye. No, I'm kidding. Kanae, but BP is 407268. Okay, so we're going to 407268. Okay, we're going to go back in here now and let's take a quick look at what the increase is one more time when we increase it again with shared. Okay, so we're going to go back here. We're going to go train one more. Okay, so it doubles it. You guys can see that double, right? Everything went up. So again, everybody with that power went up. So we're at 1840. So let me go back to my BP and see if this affected it. So battle tier. It did go up. It went up by literally. So what is the number here? Was it 920? I wonder if it's exactly 920. Calculator. Okay, let's see. So we go 3301. Let's see. 3301739 minus 3302753. 100014. Okay, so that's an increase of 1000. 10014. Okay, that's an increase right there. One of those. Okay, so let's go into the next one. And let's do another one here. Let's go into defense. Let's see what defense gives. Okay, we're gonna go here. Train defense. I would imagine it's the same. Okay, 920. Okay, let's see what we get here now. So I'm assuming this is gonna be the same. Let's go look at Kanae again. So she went from 407268 to 4. Actually, pretty big increase. Okay, hold on. That's a big increase. Let me look at BT now. Yeah, I mean it's about the same. So if we go again, if we look at the numbers here, right? So it was 3302753. Right? And then now it's 3464691. So let me just do this again. So we went 3302753 and now it's, so let's put that new number in. 3302753 minus 3304691. 1938. Oh, actually went up more. It went up more. So defense actually gave more. Defense actually gave more. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's go with HP. Let's go what HP does. Let's get the new number in here. Hold on. So new number is 330. So defense gave more. So 3304691. Okay, let's go ahead and do HP. See what HP gave. Let's get this out of the way, guys. Boom. There we go. Do this. Okay, where is it? Where is it? We did that. So we just did HP. Let's go back to BT again. 3306. I think this might have given a little less. So defense might have actually given the most. So let's do this again. 3306,628 minus 3304,691. 1937. Actually, about the same. So HP and defense gave about the same. And then, of course, there's precision. I'm not going to... Precision won't give the most. So now I'm going to move over to something else. So enemy team members, critical hit damage when the enemy is an overload. So let's try this. I'm curious to see what happens here, because I feel like this is going to be a lot less because it's only focusing on one person, right? So 33, let's put the new number in. 3306628. Now let's just see what happens when you just give Christopher Reed a little bit of a push, and let's see what he provides. So one person only. Obviously, you guys can see he went up, but nobody else did, right? So in overall, you're going to see that the number only went up didn't go up at all, actually. It stayed exactly the same. So there you guys go. So very, very important to remember that, guys. That's a big deal. So it looks like across the board, you want to make sure that you do for power purposes, you just do shared. You just literally do shared to everybody that you possibly can. So for example, for water, I'm going to give defense, right? So everybody here is going to get the most amount of love. Defense for these guys, because of course everyone's pretty much defense spec'd. And then that way you're going to be giving yourself the most amount of power for people that matter. So there you guys go. You guys can see that probably is going to make the biggest difference for us. So attack and defense are where we want to focus our, just because again, it's going to give you guys, attack won't give you the most amount of power, but it will at least give you a little bit more power. But for more power purposes, we're going to give HP a little bit of love. And then let's see what happens when we do a little bit more defense on this one for Thomas. There we go. Now let's take a look now. My power should be a lot higher, right? 3312. That's a big boost. We started at 3301. 330. Yeah, so that's 11,000 more power, guys. So pretty big deal. So there you guys go. Make sure when you are doing this, guys, you are focusing on the shared first for power purposes, just so you guys can get yourself a little bit more power out of this. And plus, every time you do it and you hit the achievement, you're going to get some essence stones along the way as well. So there you guys go. Overseer library, very, very important, guys. Try to push yourselves to get more power from there, and then try your luck at nightmare mode after that and see what you guys can do. Again, I'll be doing a co-op with my free-to-play to help people out. Plus, also, we're just going to run things for fun as a community. So make sure you join that this week or the next week, whenever I decide to do it. But it'll definitely be done very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching, folks. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.